As a little kid, Molly was very fun-loving. She was pretty active. She played soccer. She was just a normal, happy-go-lucky kind of kid.
I started to feel different when I was in 6th grade, and I didn't really know what was wrong with me, but I was exhausted all the time. I had joint pain and stomach pain, and that's kind of when I figured out that something was wrong.
The blood tests were coming back irregular, but they couldn't figure out what it was.
She had, these big circles under her eyes. She became really, really, really fatigued. She couldn't walk around the block. I got a call from the pediatrician telling me that the results had come back as consistent with Crohn's disease.
Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are inflammatory bowel diseases. Essentially, a person's immune system attacks the interior of your gut in an uncontrollable manner.
The worst day is I have debilitating stomach pain, constant throughout the day. And it's really hard to figure out what I can do to make it better. And there's not really that much that you can do, which kind of makes it really difficult.
When Molly first got diagnosed with Crohn's, my first instinct was, don't say a word. But that was the opposite of how Molly felt. She started to figure out, how can she do something to help find a cure?
There were a lot of days that she was home with nothing to do, and she got really into making jewelry, and it became like a therapy kind of a thing.
I wore my bracelets on my wrists every day to school, and all my friends would be like, I want one. And I felt funny, making a profit off of my friends. So I decided that the perfect solution to this would be to donate the money to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
The mission of CCFA is to cure Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, and at the same time improve the quality of life of children and adults that are battling these diseases. We operate a variety of patient education and support programs, and also fund cutting-edge research to find new treatments and cures for inflammatory bowel diseases. We have thousands of volunteers. They are making donations, or in Molly's case, they're doing what's important to them and what they're able to do, like make jewelry, sell it, and give the proceeds to our organization.
From the jewelry, she has raised over $40,000.
Every donation helps us get to cures that much faster.
People who have similar situations can relate, and I think that's helped Molly to know that, you're not in this alone.
We were under the impression that Molly was in full remission. Her energy was good, everything was fine. All of a sudden, she started losing weight.
I was sick for a month. I couldn't keep anything down, and they didn't really know, what exactly was happening, and they finally figured out that I had a narrowing in my intestine.
It's starting to look like she needs surgery. She was terrified. It was the saddest thing because she was on the pediatric floor at NYU with all these kids on Halloween, and the nurses were all dressed up in costumes, and they had all these people there to entertain the kids and special activities.
As a parent, all you want to do is protect your kids, and when they're in the hospital, there's very little you could do other than be there for them to reassure them that everything's going to be okay. And that was the hardest, I think, when she was in the hospital.
There was one nurse in particular named Diane who was there every day that Molly was in the hospital.
From the first day I met her, she treated me like family. She would always try to cheer me up and try to distract me from everything that was going on.
Oh my God, my
my Molly. Oh my God.
She will never forget how good this woman was to her. She's just an unbelievable person.
How you been? Good. Look at you, all grown up.
This is for you.
Oh my God, Molly. Don't make me cry, Molly. Oh my God.
Going through what I had gone through and being in the hospital, I really wanted to write a song about my experience.
There was one song that she wrote called Champion, and it's about her struggle with Crohn's disease. All the proceeds from that song are being donated to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Please welcome singer, songwriter, and activist for the fight against Crohn's disease, Molly Roberts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Singing the national anthem at Citi Field was one of the coolest things that I have ever done. Especially to be announced as a Crohn's activist was really, really great. I think my involvement with the CCFA has given me the courage to do a lot of what I do.
Since our inception, we have funded about $250 million in IBD research, and that number has steadily increased every year.
You would be surprised by how little people know about these diseases, and it's so important to let people know what's happening.
At the moment, there is no cure for either Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis.
Different medicines work for different people, and there is no way to know which medicine might work for you other than a long process of trial and error.
And those drugs have come a very long way in the last 20 years. And for many of our patients, they are now able to manage those symptoms.
It just feels good to be able to tell someone else like it's gonna be okay, because we were terrified, but she's never ever once felt, like, why has this happened to me?
There is an underestimation of the real challenge that these diseases bring about, the pain that people experience. This is a situation that impacts everyone in the household.
Having Crohn's has been like a cloud with a silver lining, just because by raising awareness and focusing my energy on my jewelry and my music, it helps me really see firsthand like what I am doing to make a difference. A lot of dealing with this disease is to have that positive outlook. Do something that you love, combine your passion with something that can help others. Now I'm feeling great. I have been in remission for about over a year now. I've been working on my jewelry and music, and I continue to sing at walks, and I've been active in my CCFA teens group outside of school.
I'm so grateful, not just for their courage and determination, but the way in which they want to be engaged in our disease and to help make the situation better, not just for themselves, but for generations to come.